Hello everyone, and welcome back to the thriving Sinnoh Region. I am truly excited to have you all here as we finally wrap up our work on Jubilife City in this episode, and it's been an incredible journey shaping this city, and now it's time to close this chapter and move forward in expanding the rest of Sinnoh. I can't wait to show you how everything has come together. We've tackled some truly exciting builds along the way, including the fascinating Central Park from the last episode, an immersive public space featuring all 18 Pokémon types in a creative way, and in this episode I'll be showing you how the Northern Kita district has taken its final form. We'll be building a large university campus, seamlessly blending it into the city's fabric. Moreover, we'll be shaping key highway connections along Road 218 and refining public transport in Kita district. And to wrap things up, we'll also transition the northern outskirts from urban to rural, paving the way for the future Floaroma Town. And if you enjoy what you see, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, because it really helps this region continue to grow. And of course, let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think of the Jubilife City now that it is complete? And would you have done anything differently? Or is there something that you'd love to see added? And now, without further ado, let's dive into today's build and bring the final pieces of Jubilife City together. So we begin with the northern part of Kita district, where I wanted to ensure the infrastructure was well prepared for the area's population boom. One key idea was to build a dedicated train station for Kita district and develop a small transportation hub, essentially connecting the fire and grass tram lines over here to make a terminus station. And the goal here was to provide better transit options without forcing people to always rely on the main station in the downtown. For example, travelers coming from Floaroma Town of the northern direction wouldn't necessarily need to go all the way to downtown Jubilife just to transfer. Instead, they could hop off at this new station and seamlessly switch between two tram lines or take a bus, and this setup helps offload congestion from the main station and creates alternative roads for smoother urban mobility. To support this expansion, I also worked on upgrading the main train station, adding one extra track and widening the existing ones into 3 line tracks to improve efficiency. This setup will serve 2 primary railroads, the Eastern Line connecting Jubilife to Oreburgh, then continuing further into the eastern part of the island towards larger cities, and the Northern Line running through a new tunnel under Jubilife TV, and this line will extend north towards Floaroma Town and Eternal City, eventually reaching Snowpoint City, as it is going to be likely terminus, though we'll see how it develops as we expand the region. This expansion ensures that Jubilife's train network is going to be well prepared for future growth, seamlessly integrating with new urban developments and regional connections. Now we move on to the most exciting additions to Kita district, the Jubilife University, which will serve as main city's higher education institution. And this idea draws inspiration from real-life university, which is located in the northern part of Sapporo, occupying quite a large area with green spaces and student-oriented infrastructure. And I wanted this project to spread across multiple buildings, ensuring that it feels like a proper university campus rather than just a single structure. And the surrounding area will feature student accommodations, recreational spaces, and essential services, making it a lively hub for young scholars and future Pokémon trainers as well. And additionally, I included a dedicated sports complex where students can train both their minds and bodies, because in the Pokémon world, being physically fit can be just as important as having a strong Pokémon. And this facility will include sports fields, running tracks, and other athletic amenities, ensuring that Jubilife's future graduates are not only academically prepared, but also ready for adventures beyond the classroom. I definitely wanted this university to be a welcoming and prestigious place of study, not just for Jubilife's residents, but also for students from all across Sinnoh. And while we might build more universities in the future, this one will likely serve as the main academic institution on the island, offering a wide range of programs and attracting scholars from different cities. In addition to the main campus, I was also placing this college building from Japanese pack, which I like to think of as a technical faculty specializing in engineering, technology, and research. And Now I invite you to sit back and enjoy the detailing process as we bring this university to life, making it not only the place for learning but also a vibrant hub where future Pokemon trainers, scientists, and innovators will shape the future of Sinnoh. And next I focused on ensuring strong transportation connectivity to the campus and its surrounding areas, and with university expansion it felt like the perfect time to extend the existing bus lines, which previously connected downtown main station further north to serve students and faculty. Currently Jubilife has 3 bus lines, and while I could have added more if the city were larger, I had to work within certain limitations, and that said, the public transport network is functioning well, with buses, trams, and trains being actively used by residents. And it's been great to see balanced traffic flow with very few congested areas, even as population grew. And what I'm really excited is to observe how this network will adapt when more cities and towns across Sinnoh will come to life. And will people commute to Jubilife for work and studies, or will the current setup be enough, or will we need to adjust it? And that's something I'll be watching closely as we expand further. And speaking of transport planning, I wanted to give a special shout out to a viewer's comment in the last episode asking for a full showcase of Jubilife's transit network to help create a custom transit map. And that's exactly kind of community engagement that makes this project feel truly alive. So if you're watching, I made sure to include a detailed look at the entire transit system in the final moments of this video, right before the cinematics. And big thanks to everyone contributing ideas, and it's been amazing to incorporate your feedback in the build. And now we are placing one of the most iconic buildings in Jubilife City, which I wanted to stand as a tallest structure in the skyline, and this building played a key role in the games. After considering its design and function, I chose an asset that I think represents it well. And I'm talking about the Global Terminal, a major landmark in Jubilife City, and in the games it served as a hub for trading Pokemon with players worldwide, and in my version it represents a global business and communication center. So I chose this building with an interesting form rather than just another generic high-rise, and I went for a little bit of Art Deco inspired design that gives it a bit distinct look. And I think it fits well, but if you have any other ideas for how the global terminal could be represented, let me know in the comments. Next, I turned my focus to filling in the remaining gaps in downtown, extending the walking areas and making the space feel more inviting. And to do this, I tested out the Walkways and Paths Netlane pack, which offers a lot of customization options for pedestrian pathways. And if you haven't tried it yet, I highly recommend it. It really enhances walkability and helps create unique, well-structured urban environments, and it will definitely give a nice touch to your cities. And as for my city, this part was dominated by tall buildings and commercial centers, so I focused on adding details to on-ground public spaces to give the area an extra touch of realism, and small additions like sitting areas, decorative elements, and the pedestrian-friendly walkways helped make the space more vibrant and inviting. While developing the northern part of the city, I noticed how much traffic was accumulating at this junction, which had become heavily congested, and to improve the flow, I decided to redesign this section of Road 218, introducing a new intersection with a circular layout that adds both functionality and unique aesthetic to this area. This intersection has 4 main connections, each playing a crucial role in linking different parts of the city and beyond. So the first connection leads directly into the tunnel that takes traffic to downtown Jubilife, providing a seamless route to the city center through the hill. The second connection crosses a large bridge, of course, that leads to a Canalave city and extends further to an outer map connection that I decided to name Kanto, imagining that this route might eventually connect that distant region. And the other 2 connections serve Jubilife's Hisui and Kite districts, ensuring smooth intra-city travel. And the primary access point to Sinnoh highway network is through northern Kita, which is why there is no interruption between the bridge and the road leading to the north of the city, allowing for efficient traffic flow without unnecessary congestion. And with these carefully planned connections, this intersection is said to be one of the most important transportation hubs in the entire region. And I think right now it is really one of the most enjoyable aspects of this game is basically the flexibility in designing interchanges and allowing for custom on and off ramps that integrate seamlessly in the surrounding landscapes. I always prefer to build my own interchanges to ensure both efficiency and visual appeal, and I think this particular design combined with wide railway bridge spanning the area will serve the city's needs well. So far, this has been my favorite infrastructure project in Sinnoh, and I'm excited to see how it performs as the city and region grows. And I was really happy with how this intersection turned out by looking at this traffic flow, and I think it adds both functionality and unique visual element to the city. With the wide range of tools available in the game and Paradox mods, it's now easier than ever to create custom intersections that not only improve the traffic flow, but also enhance on the overall aesthetic of your city. And now we move on to the next part, where I transformed the hill behind the intersection into a semi-wild park, creating a natural retreat within the city. I designed this space with two scenic viewpoints offering breathtaking panoramas of Jubilife and surrounding landscapes. This park serves as a perfect balance between urban and natural environments, allowing people to step away from the bustling city without venturing too far. And I thought that beyond just providing a relaxing escape, I like to imagine that this area is also a great spot for Pokemon encounters, where trainers might stumble upon wild Pokemon while exploring the trail. It adds to the immersive feel of Sinnoh ecosystem, blending the city expansion with the beauty of untouched nature. And in general, this park also serves as a great hiking retreat for Jubilife citizens. There is something special about being able to climb a hill, take a panoramic view of the city, and enjoy a peaceful moment, whether it is watching the sunrise or sunset. These kinds of natural spaces add a unique charm to the urban environment, offering residents a way to unwind, exercise, and feel connected to the nature, all without leaving the city. And now we arrive at the final part of this episode where I focus on completing the rest of Jubilife City and Kita district. I started by finalizing the infrastructure around the Kita train station, making sure the tram network was seamlessly integrated into the station area and connecting bus roads to provide efficient public transport options for Kita residents. And once that was said, I moved on to filling the entire district with Japanese-style buildings, blending them naturally into the transition from downtown, while also providing a significant amount of new residential space. Seeing the city grow was really satisfying, and once people moved in, the total population of Sinnoh, I think, reached around 45,000 residents, which is a great milestone, I think. Because given that there are still many cities and towns left to build, I think performance-wise this should hold up well. And my current goal is to have around 150 to 200k residents across the region, but we'll see how things shape up as we continue expanding Sinnoh. While working on the Kita district, I started thinking about how I would connect it to Floaroma Town and beyond, and in the Pokemon games there is a small off-road from Road 205 that leads to Valley Windworks. And in my build I wanted to replicate that connection, and to make this work I built one more interchange, keeping the design simple yet functional, inspired by Japanese national roads that are sometimes elevated above fields and connected to other roads through compact, efficient interchanges. While that was nothing too extravagant, I think this interchange fits well into the landscape and serves as a practical addition to this part of the region. Next, I tackled another interchange, which had become heavily congested due to the rapid population growth in Kita district. Initially, I had planned for the tram network to cross the highway at a slightly different section, but in Cities Skylines 2, these interactions can sometimes be tricky. Either trams or cars can block the traffic, leading to inefficiencies. And to fix this, I just redesigned the intersection, bringing the tram line directly into the center and expanding the overall size of this intersection to better accommodate turning lanes and smoother traffic flow. I also took this as an opportunity to add more detailed road markings from this new surfaces pack, filling in empty spaces to enhance realism. While I'm not an expert in road engineering and markings, I intuitively designed this based on real life road layouts as I see them, and I think the final result looks a bit more functional. While developing Kita District, I also wanted to give some attention to Poketch Company, which in the games produces smartwatch-like devices for Pokemon trainers. Instead of placing it in downtown Jubilife, I positioned it in the northwest part of the city, not far away from the university, just like in the original games. And I imagined that Poketch might have started as a small startup, perhaps even founded by some graduates from the university's technical faculty, and before eventually growing into a well-known tech company. The story suggests by the Pokemon games that the company founder started it as a hobby, and while it has expanded, it remains relatively modest in scale. And to reflect this, I chose a building that isn't overly large, but still stands out as an important business in Jubilife. And to complete this area next to university, I decided to fill it with smaller office buildings, creating additional workspaces and fostering a hub for tech innovations in Jubilife. I imagined this area as sort of innovation district where startups and research companies similar to Poketch could thrive. With the university nearby, it made sense to have a business town where graduates and researchers could develop new technologies and innovations. And this would not only provide employment opportunities, but also strengthen Jubilife's role as center for the education and innovation in Sinnoh. And now we are moving towards the part of this video where I build out a rural transition of Jubilife, gradually shifting from the dense urban core to the open countryside. As part of this, I wanted to add a highway gas station, not particularly large or overly detailed one, but functional enough to serve travelers and add that realistic touch to the highway network. These roadside stops are a crucial part of any well-connected city, offering fuel, rest areas, and convenience stores for long-distance drivers. And then I jumped into the detailing of the outskirts, and I was using my usual techniques to make this area a pleasant place to live while ensuring it stays well connected to the rest of Jubilife City. By adding thoughtful infrastructure and public spaces, I wanted to create a seamless transition between the city and its surrounding landscape, making it feel both functional and inviting. And even though some of these houses might seem too close to major infrastructure, this is actually a design choice inspired by Japanese urban planning. In Japan, it's common to see homes built right next to busy roads or railway lines, as space is limited and urban areas are densely packed. It seems that people there have developed a higher tolerance for city noise, embracing the hustle and bustle as part of everyday life. For the final touches, I focused on adding agricultural fields inspired by the landscape surrounding Sapporo in Hokkaido. Looking at Google Maps, I noticed that many fields around the city are laid out in neat rectangular formations, creating a structured and natural transition from urban to rural areas. I wanted to bring that same aesthetic to the outskirts of Jubilife using these fields to soften the shift from the city to the countryside. And as you're gonna see me placing towards the end, some of these fields will resemble flower fields, which made me think about Floaroma Town, a place known for its stunning floral landscapes. And I might incorporate this idea into the Floaroma build, making these fields an early visual hint at what's to come, but for now we'll leave that for a future episode or two, and the next step in our journey is going to be heading east to build the Oreburgh City. Oreburgh City will likely take 1 or 2 episodes to fully build, and I'm really excited to start working on it as soon as possible, especially with the release of the new Eastern European pack, which introduced some great buildings that could fit the industrial mining atmosphere of the city. Recently, I also posted a poll asking you guys what architectural style you'd like me to build in Oreburgh. The vote has decided that most of the people wanted a Eastern European style build, while some of the people still wanted Japanese aesthetics to be present. So I'll be following this blended approach, I think, after the majority of comments as I've read suggested that a mixed style would make the most sense. So yeah, I'll be incorporating the elements from both influences to create a unique, well-balanced cityscape. And I can't wait to see how it all comes together, and I hope you will enjoy the process as much as I will. Oreburgh City will also be the place where we'll finally build our first gym, a rock-themed Pokemon battle arena that will serve as a key landmark in the city. Given Oreburgh's strong mining and industrial identity, this gym will reflect its rock atmosphere, blending seamlessly with the surrounding urban landscape. And this will be a major milestone for the project as it marks the beginning of custom Pokemon arenas across Sinnoh. I'm really excited to bring this to life, and I hope you are just as eager to see how it turns out. And to wrap up this episode, I wanted to take a moment to showcase the entire transportation network of Jubilife City. Now that the city is complete, it's great to see how all the train lines, tram roads, bus connections, and infrastructure in general have come together to form a well-connected urban environment. And if you want to take a closer look, feel free to pause and check it out. And with that, Jubilife City is officially complete, and I'm beyond excited to move forward to our next big city, Oreburgh. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to keep up with the Sinnoh Build series. As always, I appreciate your support, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.